Call me fuego, 93 like me. Fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. Quedo, she no way home. Bev Hill life on Rodeo.
All right, back to the desert for one more time for this weekly final, and then it's Erangel all the way after. Match number 7 of our weekly final, week 1. Let's head over to Pansy and Hypoc for all of the sandy action.
We'll do our very best for you, James, and we're starting out in the northeast and heading all the way across the west, and a little tougher for the teams that want to go far south, but they'll have to make do. Hypoc, we've had game 1. This is the last look at Miramar, at least for the weekend for me. What do we want to see coming into this? It's the final chance to get those points in on this map.
I mean, for me, it's going to be difficult, really. Yes, you can come into this looking at it as the last Miramar game, and some people that maybe, I don't want to say have an over-reliance or maybe a little more confidence in their drop spot or how they're able to read Miramar, but this is definitely going to be interesting to see. I mean, mainly where the circle is. With this plane now, for me, it's leaning possibly towards a northern circle, which generally is a much slower rate of play, right? Again, not really a typical circle in terms of where people tend to drop, but I mean, for me, you got to go out and you got to find something here. You got to find something that's going to give you a confidence boost leading into a wrangle, whether or not it's a high kill game, not necessarily a high placement game, but for me, go towards some of the northern teams. Some of the default northern teams. So I'm looking towards Na'Vi. Again, Genji have their audible drop up here. And I'm actually looking towards STK now. Obviously, they haven't got their Hacienda drop. 4am have got that, but their audible drop slightly off to the northwest is looking like a pretty good spread right now.
Yeah.
The control there. Actually looks like they've tried and reinforce back over to the northern side of this play. STK got this knock. You see, actually, they're trying to move on this. They're trying to progress forwards, yeah.
4am already have their nades down. They expect a bit of a push coming in here. Nades come through. Luke 12 has managed to pull up, and forever. Oh, what? He didn't get the shots he needed. Uncivil somehow gets the job done first. And I'll lose a little bit baffled. And actually, this is not going well for 4am. Yes, the nades found its target, but they're losing players by the dozen. Now down to 2 for shoot to kill, but the flush is coming through. Kurt's just right there, but the answer comes right back in. There is no love lost between these two.
Again, it's a bloody fight. SDK will lose 2 in the fray. And actually, Tiggleton going to get a knock onto Alo from range as well. So, again, all that information is still going to be fresh. And TSM pulling up on this on the backside. Everybody seems to want a piece of this compound right now.
I mean, if you see a vulnerability, if they've seen this fight go down and they understand what's going on, why not? Maybe able to count it out and see how many still trying to hold on to this. And Kurt's going to have to do his best to try and just stay alive at this point. Liquid even maybe considering it. This is a dangerous spot, though. Pack Caps going to tap away. Balefrost going to dive in. Jayers? Oh, my lord, the hillside above. Jayers just rears over the ridge. Has a little look down, spots a freebie on Bale, and now just bails out himself. So, no worries there. Eastern shift. Again, a freak of freaks are laughing.
Yeah, actually, that actually cuts out 4 or 5 teams over on the southwest corner. Kurt now finds himself outside the circle versus the 4-man of TSM that pulled up in front of him. Again, just going to have to play his life out there. Lose somewhere. Getting a double knock with those nades onto Furia and the confirms. Look at this. On the outside, and Liquid on the move also. They're actually going to pull up. They're going to get this hillside for free, seemingly.
Yeah, this is a really good shout.
I'm worried about AAA, though. Look at the minimap. If AAA have got information on that pull up.
Where else could anyone go? I'm looking at what does SONIQS do? What does Gen G do? What does Na'Vi do? What does Oath do? This is where it gets sketchy for all the other teams. Na'Vi in a fight on the edge. Now K7 going to take the fight to them, but 5 HP is all Zanan has, and he tries the best he can. Took down Tab, but Orange a little too strong, a little too well established at this point. FaZe diving in as well, lobbing down nades. No European friendship at this point. There's no time for that. They need points and they need it now. They need safety on the next circle too. This is in the southeast side, so K7, FaZe still having a scrap on this. But keep in mind, Infantry and Triumph still hold the main entryway on this portion. Where's the rest of FaZe? That's only 2 of them. Oh, the rest are way up in the north. Okay, I was like, wait, are they down to 2? I didn't see them die. Genji? Genji? They're crashing! They're actually crashing this. Long skirt is
What?
baffled, and so am I. Unbelievable. Mine found in SONIQS, so Gen G's wild push has suddenly been called a little too quickly. Pio and S are here, though, and Pio's got the angle. Oh, my word, he's about to spray it down. He does break down the door, but on the window. Good adjustment from Bolyang, one of the top fraggers that we've seen so far. The man is wild when it comes to it. He's got big boy aim coming out, but Gen G, I can't believe that sort of push.
Yeah, desperation sent in there. Pretty much everything occupied in this circle. Zhao Yang actually going to get a little bit of company. Yester just decides to run in, hip fire in the AK, and he will pick that one up. So we'll get a consolation kill at least. I imagine they reset and got that other res. Yeah, you can see Bolyang and Nine back on their feet over in the other 2-story, but yeah, just sheer desperation. It's like, okay, well, we got nowhere to go. Pick a compound, let's hit it.
Esther in these rooftops. A lot of
He loves
games
it.
he's been on that roof. Yeah, he does. He's Assassin's Creed. He's just having a good time. Svit trying to have a good time himself, but Fuzzface now has to back away, find a new angle. He loses the fight. Svit wins that. Now, where is the support on this one? Fuzzface was on the other side of the road. 8C has been trying to keep Liquid a little bit more humble, but AAA just folded towards them. Now, I do want to see the success rate of 8C on here. Now looking a little bit more isolated. You see Gustav and Uber trying to help out, but 8C has found Jeems. So a big pickup considering the circle has just moved to the northeast side.
And look, actually, Uber and Gustav are both shooting towards Liquid as well. So 8C relaying that information after the knock comes through. I mean, if Uber and Gustav have a vehicle, they can potentially get back up because this circle is pretty favorable for 8C's position. Unfortunate Fuzzface has fallen. Esther still doing rooftop things. Nine and Bolyang just desperate to try and flush him out. Oh, no. He's going to have heard that. He heard the pin get pulled. He dropped a nade on top of him. It could kill his teammate if he comes past.
Oh, Bolyang's okay.
Okay,
He's
did about
okay.
half damage, yeah.
It's still 13 teams. This is a very lively lobby. And SONIQS looking like they want to try and get involved here. Try and maybe unseat Afrika Freaks from this comfortable position they've maintained with merely 3 for quite some time. We saw them commit to this very early on. Lost a player for it, but you can see what has garnered them. And now they set up their defense to try and deal with SONIQS moving into this. Mime, Shrimsy, Hwin, all taking the position, trying to work forward, utilize that smoke on the cross. And Afrika Freaks still have their attention turned elsewhere. You can see them trying to look out towards these fields, and might have to be a little bit more careful as to what's in front of them this time.
Again, do have the numbers advantage, but they are the ones that have to push towards Afrika Freaks if they want to clear them out. Hwin's just going to pre-nade off that window, but only get met by some damage from Hansia. Hello, what? They're pulling up on reload here. Wookie down to 1 HP here on the other side. No, they're both inside the same smoke.
Wookie was so low, though. His HP just soaked enough of the damage there, and FAZE are taking chunks out of Liquid. And now TSM's pull-up has gone pretty poorly. AAA, Oath, it doesn't really matter. They have not really found any sort of home to reside in. Liquid still trying to hold on to this position. You can see them in a little bit of a poor spot here. FAZE have been just single target focusing them. Rillo does get the flush towards Wookie Bookie. And again, we're still waiting for the resolution of the SONIQS push. It looks like Furia have found their end. And again, in waiting to see the desperation plays come out from some of these teams because there simply isn't... And that, speaking of desperation,
Yep.
hello, K7. We're all in the vehicle.
And it's smoking already.
Doesn't look...
They're still alive. I'm amazed. Okay, there you go.
Did you order, like, a free bit of feeding there? Here we go, K7. Just Lockslock, I think, alive at this point. The rest got culled on the way. Trying to get off a quick heal, I'm sure. And while this happens, would be the perfect time for SONIQS to push up and clear. They need to go now. They need to capitalize on what's happening. This is going to be madness. Shrimsy does find Hansia. This looks like Afrika Freaks are down and out. Yeah, down in 11th. They held this compound for so long. They tried to keep control, but it's too prime of a target. And Tiggleton's nade is just perfect. K7 gone, big compound gained, but the circle just trickles away from them again.
Yeah, not an awful lot to play. I mean, they could play the south side of that hill, but it looks like they're actually going to try and clear out Oath here. Snake is going to lose his life over at the hay bales and pack caps. Last man standing for Oath. Not sure SONIQS actually noted a second player over there. I mean, they should have some more sort of idea because obviously they got the knock onto Snakers. clip. Meanwhile, actually going to get a long distance spray down with the barrel onto Svit here. Jay is trying to respond onto it. And actually, Clib's the last man standing for Liquid. I'm not sure when that happened again. Was it FaZe just given the time and space to pick them apart?
Yeah. No one having eyes on FaZe let them get away with absolute murder on towards Liquid. And now into the lobby. Let's have a look who's left. We've got Triumph still sitting quite comfortably here. They're in a good enough position, it looks like, with 3 alive, if I'm not mistaken, unless I'm missing one. SONIQS, this could be a big game for them. 4 standing, 7 kills, but Virtus Pro, now I think they're down to 3. Let me just have a little quick look. Yes, 3 standing, but decent positioning. Could get overwhelmed by Triumph if they push that way. SONIQS, I want to see those next steps, because this is where it gets tough for them. They might have to go into frag out mode, because there's no cover here for them.
Yeah, they're trying to smoke their way all the way towards Pat Caps' hay bales. Tiggleton, I guess, just trying to maximize the value out of this rooftop position while he can until it's out of the circle. Well,
yeah.
Shrimsy will actually find a knock onto Miracle here. They're trying to make a similar move towards Pat Caps.
Everyone just wants to be around Pat Caps, man. Yeah, I mean, SONIQS are forging a path. It's a really treacherous one. You can see them utilizing that smoke. So many committed already. This is going to be a step-by-step scenario. AAA have already got their hands filled with TSM. Nade comes out. It does a bit of damage. Yeah, it's kept them away for now. 2 big tags come in, and that's going to keep at least a bit of a slower roll on this, but fire from the back lines, AAA. Again, making it hard work for Pat Caps. Nades, mollies being thrown back in. None so far have found Pat Caps, so he's going to stay as pinned to the ground as he can. But SONIQS, there's a time limit on this. Those smokes are about to dissipate. They can be left in the open with maybe a couple of rocks here and there, but Virtus Pro are in trouble. They're now getting engaged upon. We said the Triumph might push out of the compound, and they are. Heroeson's putting up good numbers towards Volleybed. Pat Caps finds H-Win, and here we go. There's the nade from Peng, and it's going to be VP down now towards the top 5. SONIQS, I don't know if they can do much about that player being knocked. H-Win might have to accept his fate here because they're under so much threat. They can't get rid of Pat Caps. They're struggling so bad on this.
Yeah, Pat Caps is prone with this AUG. He's able to lay so much damage onto SONIQS. They can't really respond. They can't spot him. You see, look at the bush just blocking the vision from Mime. He will finally get found out there. Tiggleton going to put his 5th kill up and down to the top 4 now.
Great work. And now SONIQS, this is where I want to see them take strides. They fought the hard fight. This is it, right? They got to that ledge. They put down that smoke wall. Now, keep in mind as well, though, that was a mad amount of utility committed. They did not have... They do not have many smokes left, I'm sure. So if this circle gets really problematic, they could be in a spot of bother. But eyes towards AAA. They have to make their move. We've got 2 fights, essentially. Triumph against FaZe and SONIQS against AAA. They're the 2 to define the last probably 2 teams in this. Now, FaZe have 3 standing. SONIQS have 4. AAA 3 and Triumph with 2. So, take what you will from that. H-Win, what?
That was a disgusting knock.
How? How are they getting away with this? AAA probably left scratching the... Sia, the creep up from Sia. Has he been noted yet? 8C, wide swing. 8C just gives him the backhand. You don't get to mess with 8C today, apparently. So that's going to be a problem for Triumph. That was their whole set play, try and get him in on that low ground. But back towards SONIQS, they now know, okay, well, we've got TSG here, FaZe here, AAA here. They know where everybody is in this lobby.
Yeah, actually, they're able to reset and get that res down at the hay bales. Now, that is problematic for SONIQS. They need some space to try and deal with one of these teams. And right now, I mean, AAA can stay at the hay bales as long as they need to because it's inside the circle. FaZe and the last member of TSG, meanwhile, do have to make moves. And I mean, if Peng dies, actually, that's going to give an opening for FaZe to kind of sweep south along that ridge.
Oh, he's found Shrimsy.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, and you're right. It's that the wider positioning, but Peng can't survive in the blue. Once this starts hitting, it hits hard. He's found Gustav. He's put up a great last stand, but HP's too low. He's gone down. Now, FaZe looking to probably get that res in as fast as they can, just in case SONIQS had crept up. But I don't think there's going to be time for it. By the time they get to the top, I don't think they could do much. So SONIQS at least has the south portion here. But they're in the open. I'm seeing flashes, not smokes. Maybe they're out of utility too. Uber's going to have an angle on this pretty soon. He's going to have just that ridgeline to play with. H-Win's found one. Now we need to look for the others. Here we go. Uber's in on it. This is AAA going to get absolutely smashed. But Gems, he's found Uber at the top. This is now game time. This is now game on. And there goes Tiggleton to get the flush. Okay, we're down to 2. A 4v3. FaZe up against SONIQS. And now SONIQS, look, they've pushed up. They've backed FaZe to the blue. FaZe have so little room to work with now.
Yeah, that's it. The flashes come through. H-Man looks like he wants to aggress on this, but the rest of Sonic sweeping back down to try and deal with Gustav and 8C. This is going to be a fight that's decided by the high ground. Uber now pinned to the back. Shrimsy and Mime both find a knock here. Uber the last man standing for FaZe Clan as Sonics close in.
Don't doubt Uber. There's always a chance with this man, but it's going to be such a tough battle for him to try and work out. So little HP, no meds to really work with, a couple of bandies, and that's it. He sees a few, he sees another, he gets down Mime. He's doing work, but too many players in front, but a valiant attempt. But Sonic's finally stabilizing after a couple of shaky performances. They get it going, and in some fashion too. Plenty of fights on the way. That smoke wall, clearing out of Freak of Freaks, getting past FaZe, good positioning at the end. They don't make their wins look easy for sure, but when they do it in style.
No, some really, really good moves from Sonic. Again, clearing as they go. They had to fight for that compound again. You know, luckily, given the opportunity to third party, the fight between, was it K7 and Africa Freaks, whoever pulled up on the backside of the long building. But I guess the war of attrition ends up in their favor, and they're able to come back. And again, for me, that previous circle, it looked like clearing pack caps is the right decision, right? But it just goes to show they were able to reset, take a step back, get control of the hillside, and that ultimately was what got them that win.
Okay. North America's waking up. We had FaZe in second place. This just gets me excited for Erangel now. Like, I know we got to do the like post game and all the fun stuff and all of that, but like honestly, if we get all these teams coming online, this is going to be a sick end to the weekend. Those next couple of games. Well, how many do we have? 3 Erangels coming up after this.